Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a possible update on the Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to PC. Now, this is kind of going a little bit under the radar, but Sony posted a new FF7 Remake Intergrade trailer. That is the PlayStation 5 version of the game. And very interesting image at the end of that screen. We'll talk about that. And also, something that I had speculated was in play, was in fact play. You know, everything going on between Epic Games and that lawsuit, and we're seeing a lot of documents coming out. Well, it looks like Epic was in play for Sony's first-party titles to be exclusive to their platform. We'll talk that at the end of this video, but it made all the sense in the world. But again, more on that at the end of this video. Okay, first of all, Final Fantasy VII Remake. We've been waiting for it to come out on PC. I got the PlayStation 4 version, beat it. It was one of my top games of 2020, probably my second favorite game. The PlayStation 5 version is out next month. I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna play the hell out of the DLC that is coming as well. I just love that game, but a lot of people have been wondering about a PC version. Well, if you watch the FF7 Remake Intergrade trailer, you'll notice that the PlayStation 5 version of the title is noted to be available on PS5 at least 6 months earlier than any other platform. So it looks like, I guess they came to an agreement and slapped on another 6 months to the FF7 Remake exclusivity period, just because the original remake was said to be exclusive for 1 year, and that game came out in April or March, end of March of 2020, and obviously we're past that period, but then Intergrade was announced as a PS5 exclusive, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if Sony made it a full-on exclusive now, because, you know, those agreements are always in flux. And it does seem like Sony and Square Enix have a really healthy relationship going on, with Final Fantasy XVI being an exclusive as well. We don't know if that's a timed exclusive, but I would think that it's going to end up being a timed exclusive, even if it's being promoted as a full-on exclusive right now. We'll see how that ultimately turns out, but this could mean that we could see the FF7 Remake finally come to PC at the end of 2021, and, you know, that would be pretty exciting, because I think the shackles are going to come off with the PlayStation 5 version based on looking at that, but there were some, you know, it was 30 FPS on PS4. That's the reality of playing, you know, FF7 Remake on the PS4, but on PC, 4K 60 FPS, I mean, that's going to be hard to hit, probably even with the 3080, but I believe there's a 1080 60 option on PS5 and then a 4K 30 option, so the PS5 is going to be pushing that. I mean, high-end GPUs, if you're one of the few that are lucky and have one, probably is going to be able to push it at a pretty high frame rate. But yeah, usually verbiage like that isn't used unless the game is going to ultimately come to other platforms, so we'll see how that turns out. Remember, Godfall, I believe, had that verbiage as well, and it's been 6 months since the release of that game. It's still not on the Xbox One, or Xbox Series, I should say. But generally speaking, it does mean that it'll ultimately come to other platforms. I mean, Final Fantasy 15, how long did that take to eventually come to PC? I believe it was 16 months. Yeah, just around 16 months. Might have even been longer than that. I believe it came out on PS4 in late 2016, and then it came out on PC in early 2018. So yeah, 16 months or so. But with this version, it's a little bit interesting because they are doing this Intergrade, and it's a significant upgrade with a lot of new content. So I guess Sony wanted exclusive dibs on that, because FF15 released on the Xbox One same time as the PS4 version, so it's not like there was some sort of exclusivity on that. Okay, so let's hope for a release on that. Here's a very, very interesting post. So a lot of stuff is going on with the Epic versus Apple trial. Who cares about that? I mean, I don't really care about that too much. Like, whatever happens with that happens. But they are bringing out a lot of documents that are coming out, noting a lot of interesting things that Epic wants to do as far as their business model. Now, obviously, we know that they're paying loads and loads of money to offer these free games every week. We know that they've offered loads and loads of money to acquire Borderlands 3 for a 6-month exclusivity period. They offered a lot of money to acquire Control for an exclusivity period, and as I speculated in the past, they did offer Sony $200 million for 4 to 6 titles to come to their platform, and it notes awaiting feedback on that from their individual tactics section. I'm reading off the article from Verge, but that is a very, very interesting. I knew that they made a play for those Sony titles just because it seems like Epic and Sony do have a healthy relationship. Godfall came out as a PS5 timed exclusive. I don't know if that was a part of an agreement that Epic was trying to strike up. But after I saw that, I was like, whoa, maybe the more PlayStation exclusives will come to PC, but they'll be Epic Games exclusives, which people would be absolutely furious over, but it would probably be a timed exclusivity period, and I don't think that's the end of the world. Like, whatever Sony wants. If it's $50 million a game, like, that sounds like a lot of money. For games that I would assume would be titles that are already out, like, you're getting Days Gone on the Epic Game Store as an exclusive, and essentially you're getting $50 million for that? That sounds nuts to me. Because let's assume that that is the case, that Epic wanted a game like a Days Gone as an exclusive to the Epic Game Store for a set amount of period. Off the rip, Sony would be getting $50 million to give up Days Gone to the Epic Game Store. Like, that's 1 million copies worth of sales. Actually, even more than that, since Steam would take their cut, Valve would take their cut, and then Sony would get whatever remaining percentage that they worked out. But $50 million is a lot. Now, if you're talking about bringing a God of War to the Epic Game Store, that would be a huge coup, and I could understand why that could be $50 million. But there's a lot of PlayStation 4 exclusives. It's not like all of them are created equally. A lot of them are really good. But hey, $200 million sounds like a lot of money, but maybe my math isn't completely accurate, and I don't know how much value exclusive like a Days Gone or a God of War or an Infamous Second Son really brings to the Epic Game Store. At the end of the day, they want to increase their user base. Based on the documents that have come out, it seems like that is their MO right now. They just want to expand, get people to create accounts, increase their user base, and hopefully on the back end somehow they make money off game sales. But I just don't know if a business model like that is going to be sustainable for the long-term future, but we'll see. Who knows if a deal like that is going to come through. I'm sure they're going to make plays for every PlayStation title that does get announced for PC, and I'm sure that they're going to have lengthy conversations with Sony about the idea, and maybe Epic Games will also do something, because there are rumblings that Epic Games is developing games in-house. Well, you could do a trade-off. You could be like, yo, we'll give you whatever game we're developing as a PS5 console exclusive. It'll be on PC as well, but you give us X game as a PC console exclusive, and then everybody wins at the end. Well, everybody in the sense of Epic Games and PlayStation. Honestly, the consumer kind of loses out in that scenario to an extent, because Xbox players are left in the dust, and then people that don't want to use the Epic Game Store and are PC exclusive, gamers are left in the dust as well. So it's an interesting thing to monitor, but that's going to wrap it up for me. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the potential release of a FF7 Remake Intergrade on PC. And remember, Intergrade is a game that's being released at $70. What would you guys think about a $70 game on PC? That could be an interesting development. And let me know your thoughts on Epic potentially acquiring PlayStation exclusives. Is that something that'll win you over into using the Epic Game Store? Or are you one of those people that, hey, you already use the EGS launcher, you don't really care about launches? Sound off in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.